first part, we need to write an expression or a number sentence that will go with this tape diagram. So, what number sentence could you write that would go along with this, with a total of 8 plus 9 and a question mark here on this fractional part? What do you think could go here? There's Adley. Yes, Adley. Yes, I know.
8 plus 9 equals 17.
I'm not solving anything yet.
1/3.
So, got 1/3 because there's 1/3 of 8 plus 9. That is the expression that we're going to use to solve this problem. Now, can we solve the problem? Yes, now we can solve the problem. So, now we can throw a 17 in there. So, now solve it.
17. 1/3 times 17.
So, yeah.
Would be 17 thirds.
17 thirds, and since it's improper,
And after 2 thirds equal
It's 5 and 1/3. No, wait,
No,
no.
5 and 2 thirds.
Yeah.
5 and 2 thirds. That's okay. So this other tape diagram that you see is like the one with the magic number. The magic number being the total. We have to find the total. This 1/3 is 3/5 plus 1/2. What can we do to figure out what the total is?
That's to work back.
I do have to work backwards. So if I have that one piece is 3/5 plus 1/2, how can we figure out what the whole thing is? And I'm not asking either one of y'all because you've been answering every single question. There's more than just 2 people in the room. Okay, so because other people need to work their brains too. Okay, so
Okay, you would do 3/5 plus 1/2.
3/5 plus 1/2. I'm not being mean. I'm just saying other people are letting you guys answer all the questions, and they're not thinking. They're like, I'm gonna let them do it because they're always sticking their hands up. So 3/5 plus 1/2
Times 3.
times 3, because this one is 3/5 plus 1/2. This one is 3/5 plus 1/2. This one is 3/5 plus 1/2. So to figure out what all of them are, we have to take them, multiply them by 3 to figure out this total. So now can we solve it?
Yeah.
Yes. But what do we have to do?
You have to find the denominator.
Common denominator. So solve it. Do it. Do it. On your paper. Do it. Do it right now. Do it.
No other people know.
What is my common denominator?
It's 10. 10. I said 10.
5 to get 10.
2.
6. So,
Six.
and,
No,
I didn't think so because you were doing that whole jumping ahead, not answering the question that I'm asking. Yeah. It's I write down the things I'm thinking ahead, but you know. So 5 to get to 10 is 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 to get to 10 is 5. 1 times 5 equals 5. So here we have 11 over 10 times 3. Now you can do this one of two ways. One of two ways. I can go ahead and multiply it and get 33 over 10, which is improper, and fix it and get 3 3/10. Or some people went ahead and fixed this and made it a mixed fraction here. I'm going to write it in a different color. And made it 1 1/10 times 3, which I haven't really taught you how to multiply fractions this way. It's really not hard. But it's really not hard. But it's the same thing as repeated addition. So, but if you think about it, if I have 1 1/10 here, 1 1/10 here, 1 1/10 here, you just take your number and you multiply it by your whole number and your numerator. You can't forget to do both. You can't just go, oh, I'm just going to multiply it by my numerator and call it a day. You can't just multiply it by your whole number and ignore your numerator. You have to remember to do both. You just leave your denominator alone because it's still 3 3/10. Otherwise, your answer is going to be wrong. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3 over 10. See where I'm going with this? If you're going to do this route, you have to make sure you multiply both. You can't forget to do them. Because you wouldn't have $1 here, $1.10 here, $1.10 here, $1.10 here, and not add your dollars. You'll be like, oh, we got $1. You got 3. Don't forget about it. Oops. Okay. So, look at it. This is when they get tricky. Pay attention to your vocabulary. 1/6 the sum of 16 and 20. So when it says that I'm 1/6 the 1/6 of, what am I doing?
Multiplying. So,
Am I going? You are a beast today. I am multiplying a fraction by something. And it's on that piece of paper that I gave you. 1/6 times something. When it says 1/6 the, or 1/6 or a fraction of the, you are taking that fraction and multiplying it by something. So 1/6 times something. Something in some parentheses. So 1/6 what?
16 and 20 less than 1.
Okay, so I've got 16 and 20, but what am I doing? I'm adding because I've got the sum of 16 and 20. So now work it. Alright, Sophia.
No, 0 plus 0.
Yeah. Okay, how'd you get it?
And then I added 16 and 20, we got 36. That is 1/6 times 36 over 1, and we got 36 over 6. And then 6 divided by 36 is 6.
So 36 divided by 6 is 6. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do.
That was more complicated than
No!
that.
I want you to look at B. I just finished A. I want you to look at B. Subtract 5 from 1/3 of 23. So, what do you think you're going to do there? You've got subtract 5 from 1/3 of 23. What do you think you're going to do?
You're going to put 1/3 first.
Okay. Ooh. So what were you saying? London, I'm sorry.
I I think that you got to put 1/3 first, and then you subtract 5.
So is it 1/3 minus 5?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I was thinking 1/3 times 23 subtract 5.
And why are you thinking that?
Because it says 1/3. No, I mean you should do the thing where we do 23 divided by 28 and then
But not, stop working it, stop working it, because what you said was actually right. So 1/3 times 23, because it's 1/3 of 23. So that's 1/3 times 23. And then you're subtracting 5 from it. So should the 5 go in the front or the 5 go in the back?
in the back.
In the back, because it's subtract 5 from it. Because if it says subtract from, that means in the back. Because if it's 5 minus then it goes in the front. But if it's subtract 5 from, then it goes in the back. Because once you work this, your answer is going to be bigger than 5 anyway, and you're not going to be able to subtract 5. Subtract it from 5. It's going to be too big. So go ahead and work that. If you haven't already done it, go ahead and work it and see what you get.
How is it able to
Because you subtract the whole. You subtract the wholes. Yeah.
Right. Because
And just leave the 2.
23 divided by 3. Right? Well, then you're left with an improper fraction. So that leaves you with 7 and 2/3. Did you get this? 7 and 2/3? Okay. Minus 5. You should be here, right? Okay. So if I had the whole number in the front minus a fraction in the back, then I have to do that whole borrowing from the fraction thing. Okay? But I don't. I have 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2/3. Can I take 5 wholes out of here?
Yes!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh man! 2 and 2/3. It's only when you have just a whole number in the front with no fraction. It's only if I had 7 minus 5 and 2/3 that I have to do that whole borrowing thing. Oh! But
3 and 1.
right. But I well, it is 2 and 2/3. But it's a number and the fraction in the front, and all I'm doing is subtracting a whole number in the back. I can do that all day and twice on Sunday. It's when if I had 5 minus 2 and 2/3, that's when I have to do the borrowing. Because if I had 5, I mean that's so big, I shouldn't have done that. Then I can't take out 2/3 of a pizza that's not sliced up. Then I have to slice it up. Here, all I'm doing is taking out 5 whole pizzas. I didn't even need to mess with this one. I could totally do that. Yeah, it was totally on the floor. 3 times as much as the sum of 3/4 and is that 2/6? I wrote on it. 2/6. 3 times as much as the sum of 3/4 and 2/6. So there's adding in there somewhere because of the word
Some.
So what am I adding?
3/4 and 2/6.
So I'm adding
I said
3/4 and 2/6. What am I doing with them?
You're going to put parentheses on them, and then you're going to
Put parentheses around them.
times. Then you're gonna put a times right there. Then 3.
So 3 times as
Yeah.
much as the sum of that.
Yeah, that.
Okay. So these 3 times as much as that sum.
Yeah. Is it? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Cedric, what'd you get?
3/12.
Okay, can you simplify that? You're right, but can you simplify it?
Yes.
Oh, you can.
You can.
1/12. 3 or 1. Is it 1
by 3? You can do it by 3 and 1/4.
Is it?
3 and 1/4.
Damn.
You weren't wrong. I just had you to simplify it. You weren't wrong. 3/12 is okay. 1/4 is better. Okay. Now I know that some people would go all the way up to 24 with that, and that's okay. But
But you gotta
24,
separate.
but 12 is better. So need a common denominator so you can add that. So 12, because if you went all the way up to 24, your numbers got huge. So 4 to get to 12 is 3, so that's 9. 6 to get to 12 is 2, so that's 4. What, wait?
I got 1 and 3/12. And then I simplified it and got.
Well, let's,
Oh,
okay. Okay, so 13 twelfths. So 3 times 13 twelfths. So if you went ahead and made this a mixed fraction, that's okay. Or you can multiply it through. So I could do 3 times 1 and 1/12. If you do that, you have to multiply 3 times 1 and 3 times 1 and get 3 and 3/12. But make sure you simplify by 3. 3 and 1/4. Or you could do 3 times 13 over 12, and it would be 39 twelfths. Because 3 times 13 is 39. I know that, but it can.
Oh, you want a second?
Not,
simplify it. Okay.
but it would go in 3 times, because 12 times 3 is 36. And I 3 and 3/12. Mixed fraction, that's improper. I wasn't finished. I was doing this one. So 3 and 1/4. So,
How did you get the 1?
3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 12 4 times. I simplified my fraction. You're trying to make me say simplify.
Miss Shirley, I did not do it that way.
I'll make some simple French
That's a
fries.
whole lot of work.
I just did it twice. I showed 2 different ways to do it.
Oh, I got to say
No, it's
this short.
I said that you could either go ahead and turn 13 twelfths into 1 and 1/12 and multiply it that way, or what? So you could either go ahead and turn 13 twelfths into an improper fraction and multiply it that way, or multiply 3 by 13 and have 39 over 12 and go that way. I just did it 2 different ways. So I wasn't doing a whole bunch of work. I was just showing 2 different ways to get the solution. So 2/5 of the product of 5, 6, and 42. So if you've already worked that one, then you were working when I was talking.
Oh, well, I know.
So go ahead and write a number sentence for D. Go ahead and write something. See what you think it is rather than waiting for someone to give it to you.
It's not working today.
So 2 fifths. Now does it make sense when you see it? You go, oh, 2/5 of the product of 5, 6, and 42. And you go, oh my gosh, I can't believe I wrote that wrong. But I didn't just see it. Right? Now, work it.
Okay, this is
Get the answer.
Oh, I'm gonna get the answer first too.
Okay. 5, 6. You're doing it way harder than it needs to be. 5, 6 to 42. So 42 divided by 6. Equals what? 7 times 5 is 25. So my number in the parentheses is 35.
I need to do that
So you're
over.
taking a fraction of a whole number. This is what we did all week last week. And here.
This is
And and here. And over here. I mean, fraction of a whole number. Who cares if the number's big? And so that's 35. Then you're taking 2/5 of 35. So 35 divided by 5 is what? 7. 7 times 7 times 2.
14.
Answer is 14.
I did not